Hi everyone, and welcome back to another episode of With the Waves. My name is Gianna Dahl, and I'll be your host every episode, but today I will be talking to you guys about intentions and why they are so important to live with intention, have intentions. But yeah, let's get right into it. What are intentions? I will give you guys the Webster definition. It says intention implies little more than what one has in mind to do or bring about, meaning it suggests that clear formulation or greater deliberateness. Anyways, basically meaning like you imply to have a plan and it's carefully calculated. For example, a lot of people can tie together intention and goal setting, but they're totally different. Intention is just like the way in which you want to live your life. I have a couple phrases that I'll share later on. And then goal oriented is completing. So for example, like an intention is, I intend to live life with a smile. Like I tend to smile more, or I intend to just remind myself to take 10 breaths before I get overstimulated, right? And then your goal could be to be less anxious. They're very important. Intentions allow us to formulate the life we want to live. For example, every month or so recently, I've been doing my intentions. So the intentions for this month, kind of what I want my mood board to look like, what I want my vibes to play out. So for example, first you have an intention, then it becomes a behavior, then a habit, then a practice, then a second nature, and then it's simply who you are. Obviously, like, you have to rework your brain into believing you are the person you are, and that's where intentions come in. And it's funny because the reason I bring this up is when I used to live with my senior year roommates, my besties, they would ask about every month. They'd be like, what are your intentions? And every month I would be like, I don't know, or I'll just like be in the now. My answer was to be in the now, because I always just think too much and I think ahead and I think of the past, and I really just always wanted to be like be in the now. So that would always be my answer. But like they would always have these strategic laid out like plans, just like of exactly what they intend to do. And personally, like, I obviously started doing that, and there's definitely a shift in how I live my life. When you kind of focus on how you intend to live your life, it ends up being played out the way that you want it to, and that stems from the way you think. And a lot of people don't think that your thoughts project into your everyday life, but they do. The reason I wanted to speak about intentions was I found myself kind of going through everyday life aimlessly. Like, I genuinely wasn't experiencing it. I was just like, I would wake up, I would do what I need to do, I'd go to bed, I'd wake up, same thing over and over again. I just didn't have the intention to change, the intention to have a certain lookout in life. Like, I genuinely was just getting up and going to bed. So then I thought to myself, let's start having intentions, because I found this quote as I was doing like research for this podcast, and the quote is, without an intention, you may drift aimlessly through your experience, meaning what I was feeling. And so when I found this, I was like, clip that, because personally for me, I need some sort of goal or some sort of thing to keep me going. Like, for example, and it made me realize, like, what is my intention with certain things in life? Like, what's my intention with my photography? What's my intention with my podcast? What's my intention literally with anything I do? And obviously it made me think. I was like, what do I intend to do with this podcast long term? And then that's where it made me realize, like, I need to take a step back. Like, it's not that deep. But my intention with photography was much easier. Like, it was about storytelling. Like, I want to showcase a story. I want people to think when they see my photography. Like, I just want people to like either analyze it or just look at it and be like, oh, that's a pretty photo. But when it came to my podcast, I was like, obviously my intention is to help others. Like, when it comes to just questioning themselves, they can always come on here and be like, okay, at least I'm not the only one. Or if they want to come on here and be like, oh, this makes sense, because basically for me, when it comes to continuing with things, I always have to be like, well, what's the point of this? Like, in my head, like, I can't just enjoy something. Like, there has to be a reason I'm doing it. That's why I don't really have that many hobbies. Like, I consider my photography a hobby, but then I'm like, okay, like, I want to make it a job. It doesn't need to be a job. Like, genuinely, like, I could just have it, take photos, and keep it to myself. The reason for me to make it a, like, job or, an occupation, I think deters me from, like, what my intentions truly are with my creativity. Now, let's take a deeper look on what intention means. Intention is basically a setting in which it's conscious and deliberate. And you have to identify and articulate specifically what is important to you. It's an inner journey, and I feel like goal setting is more of an outward look on life, being like, oh, I want to achieve this statistic. It's basically numerical, but intentions are from within, and it's like who you want to be as a person. For example, like being more in tune with your daily interactions. It's basically like asking yourself, how do you want to live? Who do you want to embody? How do you want to be perceived? And those are questions you need to ask yourself when it comes to setting those intentions. For example, there's a wide range of things that you can set your intentions to. Like, it's easier said than done, but intentions do lead you to living a more mindful life. When you're basically clear on how you want to live your life, it becomes who you are. As I said earlier with the lineage of things that I said, meaning intentions turn into habits, turn into practice, turn into like who you are as a person. And once you take those actions, it allows you to basically, an example or two of like what intentions could be is, I express my thoughts and feelings with honesty. Again, coming from within, allowing yourself to be a better human. Another one could be, I trust my intuition and my emotions. That's another intention. I choose to move joyfully through the world. That's one that I need to work on. Engage in physical activity. So specifically with that one, you can engage in physical activities that bring happiness and vitality to your body. You can start, this could be a simple walk. You could go to yoga, you go to workout classes, anything that just allows you to realize like your body is a temple and you should allow it to have movement and allow you to realize, because once you work out, you always feel better. It's obviously the beginning, like when you have to start and then work out, that's obviously a lot, but once you get into it, it's like the best thing ever, and you never hate working out. You always walk away being like, this was perfect. I mean, I guess I could share a couple more, but another one that I like to say is, I am fully present in each moment. This allows me to practice my mindfulness and just allow myself to realize like this time of my life will never be the same. So I need to be here, be in the now. Obviously with that, people have told me to like meditate. I literally can't meditate. Like, I guess like a form of meditation is deep breathing, but like that's as like meditating I'm gonna get, because like whenever we're in yoga or I'm like doing some type of hot yoga and they do like they do some type of like chakra stuff, I don't know, I like genuinely, my thoughts are everywhere. They're like, imagine being at a beach with the waves, like no, I can't. I really, like, I guess that's a intention that I need to work on, is not using I can't and just like go forward and try it, but I genuinely like can't. I wish I could meditate, but my thoughts are everywhere. I'm a thought daughter for sure. And then another one I wrote down was, explore my creative side without judgment. This one is insane. This one, when I write it down, I have to remind myself a lot, like, just create. It's not that deep. The one video that I make could take me somewhere, but of course I always think to myself, like, oh my gosh, like, a lot of people are probably, like, I just think so negatively, and the judgment that I bring to myself won't even allow me to create it. I will say recently I've been consuming more than I've been creating, and that means more social media. Like, I'll be like looking at these videos and I'll be like, oh my god, these are perfect, like, I'll try to do this or get inspiration from this video, and I never do. They're always in my saved. It never comes out to see the light of day. And I want to start just creating, and not even like photography, videography. Like, I want to start like playing the piano, simply just like watercolor. There's been multiple times where I talk to one, I'm like, oh yeah, like, I want to learn the piano, or oh yeah, I want to get into watercoloring, and I just don't. I need to start having that intention to start like drawing or something. Now, bringing this to an end, just because when it comes to informing people what intentions are, you need to keep it simple. You need to keep it positive, and you need to state your intentions often. This is when I always write my intentions on the mirror or some type of board paper and keep it in sight so I can always align with my actions. For example, like, sometimes I'll have these intentions and my actions don't align with them. I always say, like, oh, like, I'm gonna live a cleaner, healthier life, and then I'm literally chowing down on like In-N-Out the next second, which is fine. Like, y'all have like, y'all just, it just depends on who like, at the end of the day, I just need to be patient with myself. Like, this isn't gonna happen overnight. It isn't. I need to be patient with working towards what I want my intentions to look like and how I want my intentions to play out, what I want my life to look like. So I need to be persistent, and that is what is key. So even if I face a couple setbacks, baby, it ain't gonna be that bad. Like, just get back up. The most important thing is how you get back up. Personally, it is. And I kind of want to say, or bring in the fact that with intentions it's a form of manifestation. When you have intentions to live your life a certain way, it rewires your brain to then speak out how you want to live your life. So for example, it's kind of funny looking back, because I have an opportunity coming my way, and looking back, I always just spoke out like basically what this opportunity is. I kept saying, like, oh, like, I'm going to travel the world, like, oh, I'm going to be living abroad, like, just these random things. And when it actually occurred to me, I was like, wait, I've been speaking out to the universe about this basically the whole year. And so I'm like, okay, this is probably the way I need to go, so let's just take the time and do it. And so basically what I'm trying to say is, like, the way you speak is the way you're gonna get your life. So if you're like, oh my god, I just don't want to do today, hate man, hate life, hate this, you're gonna have a sucky life. If you wake up and you're like, oh, today's gonna be a good day, can't wait to see where today takes me, you're gonna have a great day. So I can't repeat that enough, because people just tend to look past that and just be like, because negativity is easier than positivity. I will say that. Oh my god, 100%. Like, sometimes when I talk positively, I'm like, am I lying to myself? Like, you have to be delusional in the way you speak to then allow yourself to formulate the life you want to live. Because personally, for me, it's like, I have to wake up and be like, because today's a good day. Like, you really have to think about it. You have to be optimistic about how, like, even though the world around you is literally shit, you then look around and you're like, wait, actually, like, yes, the world is struggling, but I have a roof over my head. I wake up with my family. I wake up with food around me. I wake up with people I can text. Like, I love people. People love me. The world you live is actually great. Like, you can go outside and go on a walk. I can use my legs. I can use my arms. Like, I'm healthy. It starts with the minimal things like that to then take you to greater things that you deserve. And personally, for me, it's going to take a second. Because then I'll like speak, and then I'll realize how I'm speaking, and I'm like, let's backtrack. Let's remind ourselves, like, of the intentions that we want to live our lives, in which we want to live our lives. But again, what you need is patience, positivity, and perseverance. The 3 P's. damn me, 3Ds and 3Ps. What's next? I'll let you know. But positivity, keep it positive. Keep it pushing, you know, like you got to persevere to be able to want to live the life you want to live. And patience. No, I don't think that was a 3 that I used. But you still got to be patient. Like, oh my God. Nothing is going to happen overnight. Enjoy the now. Make sure to live your life with intention so you don't just aimlessly walk through life. And once in a while, just sit back and take a breath. Life isn't that serious. It really isn't. Like, you kind of, when you get sucked into how negative life can get, it's going to take a while to get out and see the light at the other side. But it's genuinely so, like, once you get there, you'll realize how lucky you are to have everything around you. So with that being said, don't forget to like, subscribe. If you like this, rate this on Spotify, subscribe on YouTube, and all that jazz. Thank you for tuning in. And with that being said, have a great day and go with the waves.